Shalom. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And that's all praises to the Heavenly Father in the Son's name, and who the world innocently calls Jesus Christ. Real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. And I'm Azamawa. Some may know me as Daniel. I got my brother here with me today.
Nakawan.
So man, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of prophecy coming to pass. I don't want y'all to see my email. A lot of prophecy coming to pass, man. And this is the time where the servants of the Lord really got to be putting in all they can put in, man. And first and foremost, you need to know the will. You need to know what his will is, right? We shouldn't be ignorant of anything, whether it be a small or great matter. All right, let me get that real quick. Because a lot of our people, what did he say in Hosea 4:6? You want to read that real quick out?
I'll go ahead and get that. This is the book of Hosea. Book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, "For my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge."
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. Right? Knowledge of the law and knowledge of his will, which his law is his will, right? And vice versa, right? But it gets more detailed than that. And we're going to bring out those details, man. Finish that out.
"I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me."
So he's going to reject you, right? That you may be no priest to him, right? What do priests do? They minister before the Lord. What does that word minister go into? It means to serve. To serve. So you're not going to be able to be that servant, right? If you're ignorant of a matter, if you're ignorant of God's will, right? Go ahead.
"Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power."
Because you forgot the law of thy power, right? Which that law is synonymous with his will. Go ahead.
"I will also forget thy children."
He's also going to forget your children, right? And with us understanding the so-called reincarnation process, right? When you are who your ancestors are, right? So when he said he's going to forget your children, he's meaning he's going to forget you again. He's going to forget you when you come back, because what you've done in your past life, you were ignorant of his will, you were ignorant of his law, right? So now you got to live this new life in this new body, man, suffering those punishments because of what you did in your last body, man. Right.
Yeah, that's going into 2 Ezra 14:35. "For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again." The precept, Ecclesiastes, what's that, 3 and 15?
15.
Right, it says it tells you that the earth is the place of judgment. So when we came back on the earth, we lived out our judgment, which our judgment has been going on for over 500 years. That when we was in Europe, when we was in West Africa, so-called white men came over there in their 1400s, put us in slavery, then we died, then we came back into slavery, then we died, and it's a continual process, man.
And here you are, right here in the end days, in the last days, man, standing in your lot. Now every man's about to be rewarded according to his deeds, what you've done in this body and what you've done in your previous bodies. All right. Let me get this real quick in Sirach chapter 5 and verse 15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." So be not ignorant of anything, right? Now, of course, there's certain things that the Most High God just have secret, right? Depending upon Deuteronomy 29:29, there's just some secret things, but he reveals those secret things unto his prophets, right? But there's certain things that just laid out plainly, openly, right? That you can read what his will is about. And if you call yourself to be a servant of the Most High, you're going to take heed to what his will is. Well, first and foremost, he got to put that spirit upon you to want to do his will, right? Let's get this real quick. Go to Ephesians 5. You there?
Yeah, Conjure throwing his jacket, man. It's freezing.
Yeah, it is pretty cold. It is pretty cold. See, so it says, let me start at verse 16. This is Ephesians 5, verse 16. It says, redeem. What you say?
I said, I can read it for you.
Okay, Con. Yeah.
This is Ephesians 5 and 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Redeeming the time because the days are evil. What does that mean? Redeem in this context. Let's look at it. I want to go to this last little section in section A. It says to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. That's how you redeem the time, right? You become wise and you're sacred, meaning you're put apart from the filth of this world. You're put apart from the common things of this world, right? And you use every opportunity for doing good, right? Let's look at this real quick. Let's go to Proverbs 4 and verse 7.
This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. It says,
wisdom. Hold that. It's a lot. Let me go back. Let's finish that out. Redeeming the time because the days are evil, right? And we understand now what it means to redeem the time, right? You're using that time for good works, right? For good works because the days are evil. We live in evil days right now. So the only way we can redeem our time is by putting in the work, putting in these bricks, right? By edifying our people, right? By studying and praying, by fasting for yourself, right? Because these days are evil, so you can be fed while the rest are famished, man. Right? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Right? We read in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, he says, for my people perish for lack of knowledge. Right? Because you forgot the law of the Most High, therefore I will forget you and your children. So here he's telling us, be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Now we go to Proverbs 4.
This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing.
So wisdom is the main thing, right? This is your main, the essence of everything, right? Wisdom, prudence. Go ahead.
Therefore get wisdom.
With
all thy getting, get understanding.
And with all thy getting understanding, right? Ephesians 5 and 17 says, therefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So understanding what the will of the Lord is in essence, before you can even understand that, first and foremost, you got to get wisdom, right? Go ahead, Op.
Exalt her, and she shall promote thee.
Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. How she gonna promote thee? Right? She is about to explain. Go ahead.
She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her.
So you got to embrace wisdom. How do you embrace wisdom? By being disciplined, right? Let's get that real quick. By being disciplined. I don't like this version here, man. Well, this this website. I don't like this website for
I use King James Bible.org.
Yeah, I think I got that too. Nah, it's the same one. It's a lot good about it. I guess I took it off of here. Yeah. we just keep rolling with this. So how do you obtain wisdom? How do you keep wisdom? All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon. Let's see. Somewhere in the first chapter, right? Oh, here you go. Yeah, for the Holy Spirit of discipline. All right, discipline is going to flee deceit. All right, how are you deceitful, man? By doing this work, man. Let's get that, bro. By doing this work honestly, man. Jeremiah 48, I believe. Let me turn to my Bible because I know exactly where it is. 48 and 10. Says, cursed be he that doeth the work of Yahweh deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. This is how you do the work of the Lord deceitfully, and this is how you're not going to hold fast into wisdom, which in essence will not allow you into the kingdom, man. Right. Not at least that first go round. Is when you do the work of the Lord. What you say, out?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, just having a different motive or different mindset coming into this truth, not doing it in truth and in sincerity.
God. You got a verse on that? True sincerity? I believe that's Philippians, huh?
Philippians, the first chapter.
Let's get that.
And I believe it's like verse I think it's like verse 16. Hold on.
Yep. Here we go. Yep. This is Philippians chapter 1 and 16. He says the one. Oh, you read it because I got some stuff I want to pull off of it.
Matter of fact, let me see. Scroll up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, boom. This is Philippians 1, and I'm gonna start verse 9, and then I'm gonna read verse 10 and jump down to 16. It says, and this I pray that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment. So
then go ahead. You bring it up.
So what it's saying is that our love for this truth has to grow. Okay, has to grow each and every day. And this knowledge is this truth, that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense to the day of Hamashiach. So that's the whole point. The whole point of being in this truth, we have to be sincere. If you're not sincere about it, that goes back to that precept in Jeremiah the 48th chapter, verse 10. You doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. Because if you're doing something undeceitful, right, that's not sincere. You're not doing it out of the sincerity and love. You're doing it just to gain something out of it. Right. Now I'm gonna jump to verse 16. It says, some indeed, the one preached a Mashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposed to add affliction to my bonds. And that's what a lot of guys do. They don't really preach this gospel out of the sincerity of their heart. They may preach the gospel, so one person can one up on the next guy. You know, whatever motives that people may have. Oh, money. Because hey man, it's so easy to make money off of Jake. Jake is so damn simple.
And just to be seen of men too. I believe this same chapter. Well, now the following chapter, right? He talks about, let's see, verse 3. It says, let nothing be done through strife or vain glory. And that's all that is. Right? When it's not done in sincerity and you doing it to make lucre of your people, make merchandise of your people, or just to be seen in the public's eye, right? Because you understand through preaching the gospel, right? You're making yourself an open spectacle. And Jake, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Jakes ain't never had attention in their life. Their daddy done ran out on them. You know what I'm saying? The mama ain't really care about them. They ain't really had no friends growing up. So now they come into this thing like it's a trend, you know? And they say, oh man, I could be out there on the street corners, be seen of everybody. I could, get on YouTube and be viewed by thousands of people. That's vainglory, bro. You came into this truth with ill intents to do this work deceitfully and not in sincerity, like the brother was going into.
Right. And listen, man, and we got a lot of guys like that, bro. You know, a lot of guys are like that.
Oh.
Want me to keep going?
Yeah. Proverbs 4 and 8.
Proverbs 4 and 8. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. Yeah. I look, going to the Hebrew for embrace.
God.
What would that say? says to embrace wisdom. Chabad.
Class.
All right, scroll down. Scroll down.
Ooh, fold one hands and island.
Okay, so clasp. I like that. So let me go into the etymology of the word for clasp.
God.
Okay, boom. So clasp, right? Metal catch or hook used to hold things together. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Metal or hook used to hold things together. So we're supposed to lay hold onto wisdom, man.
Yep.
Right? Which how are we gonna lay hold onto wisdom? With our spirit, because our spirit needs to gravitate towards wisdom so we can therefore lay hold into wisdom. Because if our spirit doesn't resonate with wisdom, we're not gonna hold fast into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's all I had.
All right. God. And in essence, man, it's really got to be the spirit of the Most High to come up on you to
Right.
even, you know what I'm saying, allow you to clasp hands and embrace bodies with wisdom, man. It's got to be the Most High Spirit that puts that unction inside of you.
Right.
All right. So verse 9.
She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace.
Mm-hmm. And this is all going back to wisdom is a principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all that getting the understanding. So we're trying to get an understanding of what the will of the Lord is. So first and foremost, when you get this wisdom, it's going to lead you to understand His will, and then His will is going to bring you into the kingdom, man. Right?
It's so funny because people are always in a rush to get knowledge, but why isn't people trying to say, I'm trying to get some wisdom? I'm trying to get my wisdom up. Why is it that people say, man, I'm just trying to get my knowledge up? Mm-hmm. Well, according to Proverbs, it says wisdom is the principal thing. See, brother can have knowledge, but don't have any wisdom. Mm-hmm. Which if you have knowledge of something, you don't have any wisdom, your knowledge is going to be void, null and void, because you need that wisdom so that you can display the knowledge that you have. So that's why it says wisdom is the principal thing. And with all thy getting, get understanding so you can understand. That's another thing. Some may have knowledge, but don't even understand the knowledge that they have.
God, and what you just said goes perfect with Sirach 19. So Sirach 19:24 says, "He that has small understanding and fear of God is better than one that have much wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High." Right? But it says that he that has small understanding and fear God. What's the first thing that you got to do in order to fear God? Well, what is wisdom? Fear. Let's get that. It's Proverbs 4. He says that the beginning of wisdom is to fear the Lord. Yep. So the beginning of wisdom is to fear the Lord, right? And that'll make you better than someone that has a lot of wisdom and knowledge, mainly knowledge, man. Because wisdom basically teaches you how to apply that knowledge that you have. Because a brother can be book smart and have all that knowledge and not know even how to even apply it, man. Kind of like a street OG. You know what I'm saying? He has that wisdom in the streets and the knowledge of the streets, and he knows when and where, and how to maneuver in the society. And you may have another brother, you know what I'm saying? He's not so equipped with that wisdom and that knowledge of the streets, but he just, sees a lot of other people out there doing. He has knowledge of what's going on out there, but he never actually been inside that thing to obtain that wisdom. All right. So, we'll go to
John. Matter of fact, that was actually what. That was one of the precepts I actually had in mind. 6. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
This is St. John 6 verse 37. all that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. Mm-hmm. For I came down from heaven not to do my own will.
So even Yahushua, he even himself, he didn't even come down here to do his own will, right? He was knowledgeable about the will of his Father, right? Go ahead.
But the will of him that sent me. Mm-hmm. And this is the Father's will which has sent me.
So he's giving you the equation right here. This is the Father's will which has sent me. Go ahead.
That of all which he hath given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. Mm-hmm. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and on him.
And how do we see the Son right now? We see him through these scriptures. Psalms 47, he says, behold, I come in the volume of the book. This is how we lay our eyes fast into him, man. This is how we see him through these scriptures. Like you ever heard the expression, oh man, he's an open book. You know what I'm saying? That's Yahushua. He's literally in the open book. If you open this thing up and he gives you the eye and the eye salve to see him, right? Then you can literally see him. And so this is how we see him and believe on him. Go ahead.
Khan. It says, and this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day.
And believeth on him. That's the key thing. That's the will right there. First, you got to see him, right? We can't see him with our own natural eyes. We got to see him with those spiritual lens, right? So once you see, what you say, y'all?
Yeah, matter of fact, I was going to tell you to go in to the Greek word for seeth.
God. Real, yes.
And that is see. Spectator. To discern.
Yep.
Discern. And how do you discern things? Through the Spirit.
First Corinthians.
Like you just said, bro. Oh, would you about to get it? 1 Corinthians 2, verse 14?
Yep. Let's see, this 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, right? For they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Right, which the spiritually discerned are talking about the natural man. Okay, it's just weird how King James worded it, but the one that is spiritually discerned is dealing with the natural man, but the man is not spiritually discerned. They're not wise, because the things of the Spirit is foolish unto them. That's why when we out there, we say what we say, we get laughed at and whatnot, because these people that are considered wise in this world. Matter of fact, go to the next chapter and get verse 18. That's why these people in this world, they're actually really foolish. What the Bible's about to say. Go ahead, bro.
God, it's 1 Corinthians 3 and 18. He says, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world.
If one may seem to be wise in this world, maybe a guy that has a diploma, PhD, all that other bull crap, that's just a piece of paper that he had to go in depth for. Go ahead.
Let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
Let him become a fool, so that he may be wise. Wise in what? The knowledge of this Bible. We're actually the wise ones, and they're really the foolish ones.
And this is how you become a fool to be wise, right? Like, what are babies, right? We usually call little kids out there foolish, right? Or they're childish, right? And this is how you become a fool to be wise. Matthew 18, verse 1. And at the same time, the disciples came unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children. That's you becoming foolish, man. Right? You're forgetting all that previous so-called science, falsely so-called science that you gain in this world, right? You cast all that aside, any of your previous knowledge, right? And you've now abased yourself to become a little child. He says, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whoso therefore shall humble himself, and go, and a part of humbling yourself, you're casting off your former thoughts. Like Second Ezra chapter, I want to say, what was that? Get that.
What you need?
I'm looking. I believe it's Second Ezra's 14, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, Second Ezra's 14:34. Let me finish this out real quick. He says, whosoever shall therefore humble himself as his little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Right? Let me pull this up in Second Ezra. Man, I hate this. Second Ezra 14:34. And it's all going back into casting off your former thoughts. Right? He says, therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding. Oh, man. Subdue your own understanding. What does that mean to subdue? Sub means under something, right? Do. Let's just look at that. Can you look up that word subdue for me?
I got you. I'm about to share my screen.
Okay. Let me make sure. Share. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Boom. Subdue. Right. This is the etymology of the word subdue.
Mm-hmm.
And it said to conquer and reduce to subjection.
Ooh, so you conquer, he says, your own understanding. What does that sound like? That sounds like 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say there? He says, man, it's beautiful. 2 Corinthians.
Yes, just to bring it to subjection. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
2 Corinthians 10:5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, right? And those things that was exalting itself against the knowledge of God was that science so falsely called that you previously used to hold so dearly in your mind. The foolishness of this world, Esau's knowledge, right? Esau's education that he gave you, your own mortal thoughts that you used to have. You used to exalt yourself above the knowledge of God. And it says, and bringing into captivity every thought. There you go, subdue. It says to conquer and reduce to subjection, right? Every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach.
Right.
And going back to 2 Ezra 14:34, he says, therefore, if so be ye that you will subdue or conquer your own understanding and reform your hearts. Reform your heart. What does that mean? To reform. You're changing the shape of it again, right? He's taking that stony heart out of it. He's going to put that heart of flesh inside, right? And reform your hearts. Talking about your mind. So you're reforming the way you think. You shall be kept alive, and after death you shall obtain mercy. Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, let me put the screen back up. So you got to let go of everything that you once formerly knew, right? Just to be a babe, and then get this wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Most High to come in knowledge of his will. And once you do his will, man, it's simple, bro. It's 2 + 2 = 4, right? He says, get wisdom first, then you're going to come into knowledge of my will, and then you're going to get the kingdom. And first and foremost, you got to be a part of the elect, and the Spirit got to be working upon you. And that all goes back down once again to predestination. Ain't no way around it. Right? John 4:34.
Yep. I had that.
Oh man. God.
John 4:34. How wish I say unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me.
So my meat, what does meat do? Meat is not necessarily flesh. It could be bread or whatnot, but meat sustains you. Meat gives you life. right? Meat is what gives you energy, right? To perform your necessary daily actions, right? So the thing that sustains your Hawashah is what?
Is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work.
And to finish his work. Because a lot of jakes, and I used to be the same way in the world, I used to put my hand to something and just leave it alone after that, you know? But once you put your hand to this plow, right, and you understand, and your meat is to actually do the will of the one that sent you, you gotta finish that thing, man. Right? Because then, like, what was that in Ezekiel 33? He says, if a man turn from his righteousness, then all his righteousness shall be counted to him as unrighteousness. Hey, you breaking up?
Oh, I just said yeah. I just said Khan.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. So let me get this real quick in Luke 12.
What you want in Luke 12?
We'll start at shoot. Oh, we'll come back to this one. It's a lot on that. Yeah, we're gonna come back.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
A lot of lamb in that chapter.
It's a lot. Yeah, let's get Ephesians 1. We'll start at verse 8.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 8. It says, wherein he hath abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence.
Mm-hmm. All wisdom and prudence. Why did he give you wisdom and prudence? And what, first and foremost, what does it mean to abound? Abounded. To exceed a fixed number of measure, to be left over and above a certain number or measure. So wisdom, he allowed wisdom to be poured out unto you, man. Right? Just how he allowed wisdom to be poured out to Yahweh. He had the spirit without measure. Right? It was abounding unto him. Right? Go ahead up.
Right. It also says, wherein he hath abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known unto us the mystery of his will.
Ooh, there you have it. Having made known unto us, who's that us? The elect, the mystery of his will, because his will is a mystery. Why is it a mystery? Because the Spirit has to reveal it unto you. Someone can Christians been reading this book the whole time. You know, they've been reading these same chapters, same verses, right? But they couldn't put two and two together because it's still a mystery. He reveals the secret things unto his servants, the prophets, man.
Yeah, matter of fact, I have a precept on that.
Tom, bring that out. What you got?
This is the book of Second Ezra.
Okay, let me pull this up. Second Ezra,
the 8th chapter.
Uh-huh.
I believe it's like in the late Second Ezra 8 and verse 62. It says, these things have I not shewed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. That just goes back to what the brother was saying.
Man, this Bible cold, bro.
Oh yeah. You see, and that's the thing. It's only cold when the Most High give you the increase. That's the only way it's cold. Because like you just said, Christians have been reading the same chapters, right? Reading the same book, but they can't put the pieces of the puzzle together. Why? Because the Most High didn't show it to them.
God.
Most High us. Because you go in a Christian church, a lot of those guys, like we read in First Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, those are a lot of wise people in a Christian. A lot of them, have degrees. A lot of them, are wise according to this world. But us, man, look, man, I completed a year. No, yeah, maybe like a year or some change in college. That was it.
Hey, I didn't even go to college.
See? Look at that.
Oh, you see, and this by definition, right? Second Ezra 8:62, like the brother brought out, and Ephesians 1:9, talking about the mystery of the will of God, right? And how he has not shown it to everyone. That is literally the biblical definition showing you that this Bible is an esoteric book. And what does this word esoteric mean? Intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest. That's what this Bible is. It's kind of like somebody crack open the book, the so-called Book of the Dead or whatever. Oh man, you can't understand these deep, dark mysteries because you got to be a part of this clan. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with this Bible. You can't understand this Bible if you're not an Israelite, and deeper into that, you can't understand this Bible if he hasn't given you his spirit, which is going back to that specialized knowledge, because we have the knowledge of the Most High that was given to us by the Spirit. So that is the very definition of esotericism, man.
Esoteric. That's a good word.
God. So Ephesians 1:9, once again.
Ephesians chapter 1, verse 9. Having made known unto us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure.
According to his good pleasure. This is his good pleasure to show us these things, man. Right? Go ahead.
Which he hath purposed in himself.
Which he hath purposed in himself. Let me get this real quick. Let me get this. We're going to go back to Luke 12, but let me get this real quick. Let's see, where is it at? Because it said, according to his good pleasure. Yeah. Luke 12:32. He says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Hey, it just pleases the Most High to make a little world with some little people in it, and to have a little small elect. You know what I'm saying? To put him in his kingdom. It makes him feel good, man. He ain't got to explain to you why. You know? It just makes him feel good. This is his good pleasure to make known himself in an intimate type of way to certain people. It's a beautiful thing, because even you being a man, right? You don't make yourself known to everybody, right? But those one or two people that you got in your life that knows everything about you, it makes you feel good sharing things about yourself to those people. Because why? Because we're made in his image. So the same things that he do, we're just a microcosm of him, man. Right? So let me get this real quick. Let me get Romans 1:18.
This is Romans.
Yeah. Let's start at verse. We'll start at verse 18.
Romans chapter 1, verse 18. It says, for the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness.
Who hold the truth in unrighteousness. What's an example of that? A brother or a sister. They know the will of the Most High, but man, let me get that in the NLT real quick, because it says, it's that special word I really like that it says. Yeah. But God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. Gosh. Oh, so they suppress the truth by their wickedness. So that's someone that knows the will of God. You're a servant of the Most High, a so-called servant of the Most High. He is giving you his spiritual truths. He's opened up himself to you, right? But you suppress the truth by your wickedness. You suppress it. Bring that up.
This is James 4 and verse 17. It's I'll wait. You can pull it up.
All right. Oh yeah, that's it.
Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, certain brothers, certain sisters that may be in the truth, they know to do good and they do it not. To him it is sin. And what is the end game, or what is the result or the outcome of sin? Death.
Yeah. And it's simple.
NOT is cold. It says, remember, it is sin to know what you ought to do and then not do
it. Man, it's sin, man. It's sin. Yep. And that brings me to another precept. Yep. Romans 14:23. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For what? Here's the key. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. Also, if whatever is not of faith, right? If you're not doing this thing out of faith, right, it's sin unto you as well. So if you know to do something that's good and you do it not, that's sin. And also, if you do something and it's not out of faith, it's sin. Showing you what? That faith and wisdom is your key out, man. Is your key out. Where's that? You had something else up?
Nah.
That was a cold precept. It says,
keep going to verse 19.
Yeah.
Romans 1:19 says, because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them.
Manifest in them. For what?
This cold. For the Most High shewed it unto them. Cool, bro.
Hey.
That is cool. Hey, you know what that goes?
What's it?
That goes Matthew 16 and verse 17. Good. I'm gonna show you. See, man, you gotta connect the dots. Right, matter of fact, I'm gonna start verse 15, right?
Okay.
He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? Now, this is talking about when you read up, Yahushua was asking the apostles, who do men of Israel say that he is? Mm-hmm. And you know, some say Jeremiah, some say Elijah, which prove that we believe
reincarnation.
That's a cut, yep. Right? So this is what Simon Peter said, verse 16. And Simon Peter, which is Cephas, which means rock, thou art Hamashiach, the son of the living power. Verse 17. Watch this. This is the point. Yahushua answered and said unto them, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee or manifested, but my Father which is in heaven. So Peter, so Peter didn't go to the doctors of the law to get a breakdown on it. Yep. It was of his own self, but the Most High manifested it unto him.
Going back, esotericism. Man. Hey, bro, these scriptures ought to be speaking, man. We ain't much got to break these down. We just connect the dots, give you the scriptures, and you should get it, man.
That's it. That's it, bro.
Oh.
It's in you or it ain't.
Yep. Because if you see these words and it's in you, hey, you're going to be having the same reaction as us. Like, dang, that's cold. Because, bro, hey, listen, when I was putting these precepts together, man, it's like, bro, I can't do it no more, man. It's too much. It's too much. So let's get this real quick.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 1 and 9. Hey, yo, man, Paul, he got that heat, bro.
He do, bro. Yep.
It says, for this cause, we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you and to desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of his will.
Knowledge of his will. So you ought to be praying day in and day out without ceasing for your brethren, for your Akim and your Aqua to come and be filled with the knowledge of his will. How?
In all wisdom.
In all wisdom. Going back to Proverbs 4. For wisdom that's the main thing. Right? And then once you obtain wisdom, then you're going to get that will. So Paul understood that concept as well. Before you can even be full of his knowledge of his will, first you got to get that wisdom. Go ahead.
And spiritual understanding.
Spiritual understanding. The Spirit God revealed it to you. Right? Go ahead.
That ye might walk worthy of the Lord, unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of the Heavenly Father.
And increasing in the knowledge of the heavenly. Hey, man. Going back to, what was that? Ephesians 5:16. He says, redeeming the time. We looked at that word redeeming, and it says to use that time to basically do good works. So he says you're going to be increasing, right, in the knowledge of God, and you're going to be fruitful in every good work. That's going back to redeeming that time, being fruitful. And what? Look at this. This is Matthew 7:20. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them. By their fruits, you're going to know these servants. You're going to know these people that's actually doing this thing in truth and sincerity. You're going to know these people that actually has a spirit that's behind them, backing them up, and they're sent here to do the will of their Father, just like Yahushua, our big brother, our Lord, has come to do, man. And he finished it. What you got?
It's Sirach 27:6.
Oh, did I close this out? Let me get the all right. Sirach 7 and what?
Yeah, Sirach 27:6. Just going back to the fruit.
God.
Damn, bro. We probably brought out about 50 scripts.
Shoot. There's gonna be some more.
Yeah. God, this is Sirach 27:6. It says, the fruit declareth if the tree have been dressed. Ooh. So is the utterance of
hey.
So is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man. So what is that? What is that talking about? It goes right back in Matthew 7 where it says, by their fruits shall a man be declared, man. Right? Tree, what is that tree dealing with? That tree is dealing with that that knowledge, man.
God.
Dealing with. So that fruit, the fruit that knowledge that you're getting, which is coming from the tree, is going to be made manifest how the fruit looks. Okay, the fruit is looking all bad and brown. You don't want to eat you don't want to eat from no fruit that's all brown inside and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's going to be made manifest through the teachings and the behavior of that person.
God. By the fruits you shall know them. And right here, 2 Ezra 9:31 is the definition of what the fruit is. Right? Because it's, of course, it's good works, but he gives you details. 2 Ezra 9:31. For behold, I sow my law in you. Right? So just how you sow a seed in the ground, you're expecting fruit, right, to come up. But the Most High sowed his law in you. He's speaking, of course, to Israel in this instance. And it shall bring fruit in you, and you shall be honored in it forever. So what's that fruit? The law. Doing the works of the law. That is the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Is the law. That is that seed. Let me get that real quick. What was that? Luke. Oh man. Hold on. Luke. I want to say Luke 8. Shoot. Luke 8 and yep, here you go. Luke 8 and 11. Now the parable of this is this. The seed is the word of God. And more in particular is that law, according to 2 Ezra 9:31. He says, for behold, I sow my law, right? Luke 8 and 11 is telling you that it's the seed. The law is the seed, man. And that's what's going to bring forth that fruit in you, right? Let me get it going back to Matthew 7, right? Because Matthew 7 and 17, it says this, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, right? That's just like you expecting a damn cow to give birth to a zebra. It's impossible, right? He says, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them. And what does he call us in the gospel in Isaiah 61? He says that we are trees. What do trees produce? Fruit. All right.
That's it.
And the only way you can produce that good fruit is if you get that wisdom, right? You be rooted down in wisdom, man. You soak up that wisdom from the ground, from your roots, man. And then that wisdom, huh? And then those fruit is the showing of his will. You're declaring the good works of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua to the whole world. So then the sheep can be fed off your fruit. It's that simple, man.
Hey, it's simple. It's simple to the holy, like Surah 39 verse 24 says.
Yeah, that's it. You want me to get that up?
Oh, no. It's okay. Cool.
All right. And Paul backs this up as well in 2 Ezra 9 and 31, talking about how his will, his fruit is the law, right? And Luke 8 and 11, talking about how his seed is the will.
Yeah, right? Ezra.
Oh, okay. What'd I say?
Paul.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Paul backs us up in Romans 2:15.
Okay, Con.
Yeah. You want to bring that out?
This is Romans 2 verse 18. It says, and knows his will and approves the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Ooh, there you have it. Law and the will. Once again, synonymous, man. Synonymous. Now, I don't see how people can, you know what I'm saying, read Paul and still think you ain't got to keep the law. You know what I'm saying? When this is synonymous with his will. Because he was talking to the rebellious of our people in this chapter, because the previous verse says, behold, thou art called a Jew and restest in the law and makest thy boast of God, right? And knowest his will and approve the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, right? But it's going to, who is basically addressing this to, was talking about the people that say, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't be doing sacrilege, but do thou thyself commit sacrilege, you know what I'm saying? But
basically Jews that were worried about the outward appearance and not the inward.
God.
That whole chapter.
God. But it's still showing, he's still showing you know what I'm saying, in 2 and 18 that the will is synonymous with doing the works of the law, man. Right? And of course having faith in Yahweh Shah. All right, let me get this real quick. In John 3 and 33. All right, you can just read all the way down 36.
Fine. St. John 3 verse 33. He that hath received his testimony has set to his seal that the Most High Yahweh is true.
What does testimony mean? Let's look at that real quick. Testifying, the office committed to the prophets of testifying concerning future events, one that testifies testimony before a judge, right? So he says the office committed to the prophets of testifying concerning future events. Let's go back to this. So he's showing you, he says, he that have received his testimony, right? So you're basically showing you're bearing witness in the outward sense of what he has given you. Just how he said in, what was that? John 10. Let me get that real quick. Yeah, John 10:38. He says, but if I do, though ye believe me not, believe the works. Why? Because the works is a testimony to who you believe in, right? But he has said we received his testimony, right? And has set to his seal that God is true. This is our seal right here. Going back to Ezekiel 9, Revelation 7, right? This is our seal that God is true. And if you truly believe that God is true, right, you're going to do his will. Go ahead, up.
Verse 34. For he whom the Most High hath sent speaketh the words of the Most High.
There you have it. For he whom God has sent speaketh the words of God. What did he say in Jeremiah? Let me get that real quick. Jeremiah 23. I want to say it was 29. Nah, Jeremiah 23 and
Yeah, so man, we're not here to speak of our own words. We're here to speak the words of the Heavenly Father, which comes out of the Bible, not our own vain opinions, none of those things, because none of those things are going to profit at the end of the day. Because see how, to me, this is just my spirit, how I think. If you're coming out of your own vain opinion, what you want is people to glorify you instead of people glorifying the Father. Period.
That's it. Yep. And this NOT, this is Jeremiah 23 and 21. He says, I have not sent these prophets, yet they run around claiming to speak for me. I have given them no message, yet they go on prophesying.
Hey, bro, that sound like the Christian church. God said to me.
Hey, bro.
God didn't tell you a damn thing, nigga.
Yep. Because this is how you know if you truly sent. If a person's truly sent from Yahweh B'Shem Shah, they're gonna speak the words of this Bible in context and give you the deep, dark mysteries of these sayings, man. Right. And you're gonna perceive it by the Holy Spirit, which bears witness, man. It's gonna bear witness to you. It's gonna resonate with your spirit that these things are true. So Jeremiah 23 and 21, he says, I'm gonna read again. I have not sent these prophets, yet they run around claiming to speak for me. In John 3 and 34, he says, for he whom God has sent speaketh the words of God. For God giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. The Father loveth the Son and hath given all things into his hand. Check this out. It says, he that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God abideth on him. All right. And this is that seal as well, 2 Timothy 2 and 19.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 19. It says, nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal.
Having this seal, all right? John 3 and 33 said that was the seal. All right, you believe on him, right? Go ahead.
Yahweh knoweth them that are his.
So he knows those that are his from the foundation of the world. Go ahead, up.
And let everyone that nameth the name of Hamashiach depart from iniquity.
Keep going all the way down 23.
Verse 20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor.
Going back to what Romans 9 was talking about, how he made some vessels unto honor and to dishonor, right? But we understand through the Spirit and through scriptures that those vessels that's made unto honor, they're going to be doing his will, man. Go ahead. And they have that seal of the living God. Go ahead.
21. If a man therefore purge himself of these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, prepared unto every good work.
So you're sanctified and meet, meaning that you're ready for the master's use and prepared unto every good work, man. Going back into knowing his will. So first and foremost, you got to have that seal. You got to have that seal of the living God. And it's standing sure. And you got to have that wisdom, man. Then you're going to be sanctified, meaning you're going to be set aside just for his use. So you can be prepared unto every good work. And the brother that's on this chat with me, you know what I'm saying? He's a witness of it. He's been set aside to do the Lord's work. I've lost a lot of people in my life just to be set aside to do the Lord's work, to be undistracted, to be fully devoted to this thing, man.
Right.
All right. So the whole concept of this video, man, was to stir up. Let me get that real quick. 2 Peter 3. In 2 Peter 3, he says, this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. That's all we trying to do. We trying to stir up the pure minds, man. that you may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of our Lord and Savior. So we're just stirring up your holy minds, right? To be knowledgeable of his goodwill.
Provoke them to good works.
Provoking the good works. Oh. So yeah, man. So if you got anything to add up, you know what I'm saying? God. Well, with that, I mean, that's basically it. So I want to say shalom. And until next time, y'all stay prayed up, stay fasting. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing his work. Be not ignorant of his will. Shalom. Right.